Um, well, shit, I'm ready.
Well, what up, though? Welcome back to the Beat Factory 3-on-3 War Story Podcast, and I'm your host, Juice. And we got Bantu back with us today. What's going on, homeboy? You all right?
What's up? I'm well, man. In the struggle.
That's what's up. And how everything been going with you? What you got? What you got new for us today?
Everything been going good. Pushing the log where I'm at, as one of my elders once told me. But again, I want to kind of chime in on this visit situation again. I know you've had the brother Johnny Gambage, JB, calling in and telling people why they should get behind this V campaign to attempt to restore our visitation rights back to normal operations. But I wanna view it from a little different lens now. Talk about the importance of visitation, right?
That's
so
right.
Sometimes my mother, right? One time my mother told me that while she didn't want me in prison, right? She knew I wasn't on the street, so she knew I wouldn't get killed. So she figured her thinking was if I'm in prison, I'm not running the streets, I have my life, and I won't get killed. But what I'm saying is, even in prison, brothers is getting killed every day in here.
Right.
Every day, right? So I can give you a few instances, right? So back in 2022, I was incarcerated at the Macomb Correctional Facility. So that's out like 26-mile road in the 94 freeway.
Okay.
So during 2022, in that single year at that prison while I was there, 3 young guys got killed. 3 young brothers got killed. One brother, he was an addict. You know, I mean, that seems to be the new phenomenon that's going on. Everybody getting high off anything, whether it's pills, other illicit drugs, or drinking, right? And a lot of these brothers, they can't handle their addiction. They act a fool, or they steal to maintain their addiction. They get themselves in trouble. So the first instance was this young guy named Payback. Here was a guy who was an addict, right? And couldn't pay for his addiction, so he owed the people, and he ended up getting stabbed inside the day room of the prison. He died. There was another incident aside from the whole drug epidemic that we experienced. We also experiencing a severe mental illness issue. Our brothers are not emotionally wrapped tight nowadays. So not only will you may be stuck in a cell with a guy that has a serious addiction, but you may be stuck in a cell with a guy that is seriously mentally ill. So here it is, one guy is in the cell and he's mentally ill. And while he's on his way going to breakfast, he gets into an altercation with another prisoner. He pulls out a knife and starts to stab this prisoner. Police intervene and break these guys up. When they go back to this guy's cell, the stabbing guy, once they go back to his cell to pack his property up because they were putting him in the hole because he just stabbed another prisoner, they find his bunkie under the bunk, rolled up dead. He had stabbed and killed this bunkie, right?
And they didn't even know he had done that until investigating another stabbing.
Absolutely. So that's a good question, Juice. You asking the right question, because now the question becomes, how long have this guy been in this cell under the bunk? So what it shows you is that there's no security in here for you. You would think that you were here, you may be a little bit more secure, but there's no security. You know, you're not being washed over like you think you're being washed over. So that's absolutely right. They never knew that this guy had his bunkie under the bunk dead until he was out on the yard to the chow hall doing breakfast, stabbing somebody else. In the last instance, was another young brother who I was close to. We called him Weed. His real name is Martell Smith. He was only 27 years old. So on May 30th of 2022, he was doing what he normally do. Young guy, love to play basketball. coming off the yard after playing basketball, and he's going to the unit to go to his cell so he can get his stuff, so he can get a shower. Once he going to his cell, there's another guy in his cell and done pulled a knife out on him, attempting to rob him. Again, this guy was an addict, and he wanted to pay for his drug habit, but he also was a homosexual. And so he wanted to appease his other homosexual friend. But anyway, my guy Weaves go back to his cell. This guy is in there, and this guy trying to rob him and get to stabbing him. Weaves fight back. You know, obviously he's going to fight back. He's going to fight for his life. Wow. Once the correction officers finally notice what's going on, the correction officers run up there. Now, the guy is inside a weed cell. This guy don't lock on the same weed. He has no business in that cell. Instead of the correction officers tasing the guy who was out of place in weed cell with the knife stabbing Weed, they tased Weed. Right?
Get out of here.
They tased the victim. Not only has he been stabbed now inside his cell, now he's tased. His blood is already pumping because he just got finished playing basketball. He bleeds out and dies. Bleeds out and dies.
Right, misfortune. You know,
absolutely. Hurt me to my heart to hear this. But again, these are just some instances on why it's important to be able to see your family members while they're in prison, because a lot of times for us, it becomes the whole out of sight, out of mind thing, right? They feel like, well, he in prison, he all right. He's not out here. It's wild out here in the street. Guys getting killed out here, but people getting killed in here every day too. So it's important to come and see your people. Come and visit your people that's locked up in these prisons, because you never know when you're going to see them again. You don't know if he's going to get killed that day by a prisoner or by a prison guard. I have experienced that as well. There was another incident, actually, since I've been at this location. I'm up across the Mackinac Bridge, where now at the Kenrose Correctional Facility, I've been here for maybe 15 months now. And since I've been here, there was a guy here. He was short to going home, close to going home, and he got drunk. You know, he's under the influence, can't handle his liquor, get into an altercation with a group. You know, once the altercation is over, the guy comes down off his high. The group tell him, well, no, you can't be on this yard no more. You got to go. All right, so he leaves. They sent him to another prison. 2 weeks to the door. 2 weeks before he was set to be released and go home, he got drunk again, got into another altercation, and got beat to death.
Get out of here.
You know, so and this just happened late last year. No, matter of fact, it may be early this year. You know, but again, that's just yet another instance.
That's right.
You know, how guys are losing their lives in here. And it's no different if you had a family member or somebody that was close to you that was out in the world and they got sick or something happened and they didn't die. And you hadn't been going over to see the person or check up on the person. Say it was an elder or a parent or older auntie or something like that. You feel bad because you say, well, damn, I didn't even go over there and check on mama or auntie or whoever, you know. So we know that's a lot. It's a lot of people that's feeling bad about when they lose their family members in prison because you haven't visited him. You haven't put no money on his book. So it's important to come and visit our people. So I say all this to say, as we run in this visitation campaign, because we speak about how they are curtailing our visits, how they are instituted these new policies during COVID to restrict the visits. We trying to get our visits restored back to normal operations. Everything has been restored back to normal operations after the severe years of the COVID pandemic, except for the visit situation. We want the visit situation restored, and in order to help us have these visits restored, in order to also push the viewers to get up here and visit your people. We want people to assist us with this visitation campaign that's going on to United States Representative Alyssa Flock's email campaign, and just put a V on there. And I'm going to get an address, the email address to your viewers.
Go right ahead.
Want is you to, huh?
I said, go right ahead. You got the floor.
Absolutely. So all we want you to do is go on there, put a V on there. The V stands for visitation. Later on, our representative will get with her and tell her what the V stands for and what our campaign is. Her email address is info@elissaslockus.org. That's info@elissaslotkain.org. Just email her and just put a V on there. Also, we would like you to email a second email address and put a V on there. This is just our database. This is what we use to collect the data to know how many people have went on the Alyssa Flock's campaign. We want you to go on to email address KFINLEY74@gmail.com. We just want you to go on both of those websites and put a V on there. The V means visitation, and it's going to let them know that you support our campaign to have our business restored so you can come and visit your people, see your people, because you never know when you may see them again. You just never know. There was another incident that happened here since I've been at the Ken Ross facility. There was a brother named Jeffrey Dye. He had been in prison for 40-something years, and he was finna have a commutation hearing. They was finna actually give him a parole. So he was slated to be transferred, but before they was finna transfer him, he also had a date to go to the hospital. So when they went to transfer him, he said, well, hold it. I'm scheduled to go to the hospital later this week. So they canceled the transfer so they could send him to the hospital. This brother went to the hospital, Juice, never made it back. They put him under anesthesia. He had a heart attack while they put him under anesthesia, and he died.
Oh, man.
After 40-something years, he's on his way home, and they essentially killed him. And how is it that you put a person under anesthesia and don't know that he's not breathing for 14 minutes?
Oh, my God.
So he was brain dead. So essentially, they killed him. This system killed him.
Right.
This is why it's important for our friends and family to visit us. Not only visit us, help us get behind our V campaign to have our visits restored to normal.
That's
because
right.
you never know when you may see us again.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And direct the people on how they can research and find this information, because I don't see what's the problem with just
you have 1 minute remaining.
I don't see what's the problem with just getting it resolved back to normal activities. You know, it ain't like y'all got to get a new protocol or none of that. Just go back to normal activity. So let the people know what else they need to do to reach out and find out this, to verify this information with that lawyer that did things too.
I'll call back and do that.
Call back. I'll be waiting on you to call. I'm gonna pause it right here so we can continue right where we left off.
4 cents. This call is from a correctional facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Three-way calls are strictly prohibited in a violation of MDOC policy. Thank you for using GTL.
What up, though, homeboy? I try to accept it. You know, you have to call right back. It be them phones sometimes. You feel me?
Right. And I did. I called back